Welcome to another episode of the Mad Lucrative Podcast. I am your host, the one, the only, Mania 7 in the building. What up? How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling? I see a lot of people that's been in the chat, all of my lucrative Twitchers. Everybody on Twitch, that is my new name for y'all, lucrative Twitchers. I like it. Y'all can vote on it. If you don't like it, cool. Just let me know. But listen. This episode is brought to you by Jay's Deli. If you need some halal food, you want to make sure you get one of them real sandwiches, go ahead over to Lawrenceville Highway. Tell them Magneto 7 sent you for the Mad Lucrative Podcast, all right? So listen. I know y'all see another person on the screen with me. And y'all know, I said, yo, David, I told him a while ago, I said, I'm not doing no interviews. I said, I'm done. Because after everybody being caught with the scams, I said, I don't want nobody to scam on the pod because I don't want to be hot.
Some good so you need some good tension, you know.
a little bit.
It's a little bit.
So today I got David Pelham on the chat. What we about to talk about, I think it's so many conversations that's been brought up centered around who's making money in music. What is the AI technology going to change? How was music money collected before now? And who were the go-to people that was able to collect money and actually put the pressure on the label, put the pressure on the different companies to collect royalties and publishing? Well, guess what? We got one on here. So he's known as the copyright cowboy. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just let him start. I'm gonna let him start out and tell about himself. Because look, after I saw the millions that you've been able to collect, I was like, oh nah. I'm gonna let him talk, and I'm gonna shut up and just learn. Because clearly you've done something that I ain't figured out yet.
And I appreciate that. And appreciate your platform for doing this. I found you on TikTok, and you was talking about AI and where things are going. I'm just a fan of Black people understanding intellectual property. This is knowing what you know, and we put our brains together and you figure out what, because TikTok is not going to be forever, right?
No,
it's going to be something else better, and we need to learn, how to, monetize our IP. I'm just a fan of what you preach about, talk about, and evangelist. So, but yeah, man. So I want to say first, episode 202. So and thanks for having me.
Hey man, thank you for coming, and thank you for being a real one. Yeah. Because of course, after I ain't gonna say no names, but I had a few different influencers on this podcast earlier on when I was just trying to get more steam going, and I'm still like lower mid-level. I ain't there yet, right?
Oh, we get there.
Yeah. So, but I remember I had one guy that was from Virginia. Well, yeah, I say it now. It was one guy that was from Virginia that was doing the whole drop shipping thing, and after I posted the clip and I posted the pod, I saw people was like, "Yo, he scammed me out of 1,000." I was like, "Oh, okay." All right,
got you. Okay, yeah. I got you.
So ever since then, I just been like, all right, I'm being real watchful of who's who. And honestly, this is word to the wise, and I'm gonna let David talk, but word to the wise. Everybody is trying to start a new podcast, or you're trying to start a new platform. Vet your people as much as possible and make sure that it's not too much smut on their name, because this is two different things that come up, right? One part of it might be, okay, this guy actually has a real business, right?
You got to have a LinkedIn account.
Right. You got to have a LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
But he might have a real business, but may have fallen on hard times. He didn't know how to get back, and was maybe doing a bad job of communicating. Okay, I know I took your money, and I plan on doing this to get it right. A lot of people just don't do that. So I'm going to say, if y'all do have a new platform, vet out the people that you're going to have on. One thing I noticed about David, after I looked at his socials, I was like, oh, nah, he a real one. The real ones don't be having time to talk to y'all all the time. So that's the first component. But anyway, how you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm feeling great, man. Just, Cowboy Carter. This is the Cowboy summer,
Yeah.
This is it a trend? No, I think more people. We've always been, westernized as the red cigarettes, the cowboy killer. So we've always been that culture, but nobody's really embraced it. But like until recently, so it's just interesting to see where this summer is going to go after there's no more cowboy. Because this is a good time. That was a good setup to. So I born and raised from Atlanta. I moved to Nashville in 2015, 2016, some in that time range. Basically, I was in bands and I was helping other book bands because in my band, I was in this band called 94 Broncos. So I was booking bands, and then one of my friends who was a writer in Nashville, he came down. He was like, "Hey man, one of those songs you did, that's a sync, bro." I was like, "What?" He said, "That's a synchronization license." I was like, "What? Is that a word?" Like I never heard this word before. He was like, "Bro, I'm going to Nashville to this week. You want to come up?" I said, "Hell no." He was like, "Bro, you do this like in your sleep, booking bands. You're doing like all this business stuff, but like you need to come to Nashville." I'm like, "For what? What do I need to come to Nashville for? I'm in Atlanta. We got all of the entertainment here. We're Black Hollywood." He was like, "No. It's a different setup. There's the business acumen here." And I was like, all right. He said, "Look, I'm gonna be at your house like Sunday night and we'll ride up." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." I forgot. And he showed up and I was like, "Well, I might as well just hop in the car." We hop in the car, we drove down. So Monday morning, he gets up at like 8 a.m. We go to this place called Music Row. So Music Row in Nashville is like where all the hits have been made, where all the publishing houses. So like they don't have like businesses like this is like plazas and stuff. They have houses from like the 1950s where people just like publishers set up business. Like they'd be like, "Go ahead."
So it's like a row of Motowns.
Yeah. It's a whole street. It's 2 streets. It's 16 and 17.
I'm moving to Nashville, dog.
They invented publishing, so I'm gonna get to that too. But like it's interesting. So like if you so we go and he's like, so the next morning he gets up at 8 in the morning, he's getting coffee. I'm like, "What do you like?" I'm just in the ride. He's like, "I'm gonna write songs." I'm like, who's writing songs at 9 in the morning? Like, because I'm coming from Atlanta, from the hip hop culture, like nobody comes. And so we show up at this. He goes in the house. He goes, "I'm going upstairs," and they 9 in the morning, like get the Metrodome going and talk a little bit. But they're about 10, they kind of get it cranking. So I'm just hanging out downstairs. There's 2 young ladies, and they're like talking back and forth about royalties. They're like, "Hey, can I get you water or anything?" And they were talking, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, we got this song placed in the Budweiser commercial." I said, "What?"
Hold up, they had the song placed.
Yeah, the song, they was just talking back and forth, like, "Oh, we some ad company." They're like, "Oh yeah, they owes like $30,000." I said, "Excuse me?" I'm just chilling on the couch. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, "Yeah, they owe us like," because I don't know these people, nothing. So I sit beside them. There's like a desk. I just go sit beside them.
Okay.
And they just keep going by their day-to-day. They keep going by their day-to-day. And then all of a sudden, I asked a little question. They're like, "Hey, we're going to lunch. You want to go lunch with us?" Meeting some other publisher. I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And so I go to lunch and they're talking about these they have both songwriters. They want to like get them together and collab. They're young. They think they're going to be the future. And one of them ended up writing with Kelly Ballerina. The fact I was in that conversation was just wow. So this is one day. This isn't on Monday. This is a turn up on a Monday. So after I come back from lunch, my friend, by about 4 or 5, the guy's like, "Yeah, we're leaving." He was a good dude. I can't remember his name, but he was really awesome, really awesome guy. He comes down, he's like, "I gotta go pick up the wife and kids." And I'm like, "Oh, that's why you go write songs at 9 in the morning. This is your job." Okay, I get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we leave. He's like, "So what'd you do today?" And I was like, "Dude, when are you coming back?" He was like, "Well, I'm here the whole week." So I stayed the whole week. I did, figure out clothes, whatever. And then 2 months later, I moved to Nashville. I was like, this is like, if you want to work in tech, you go to Silicon Valley.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want to work in fashion, you go to Paris. You want to work in music, take your ass to. Can you cuss on here?
You good?
Okay. You take your black ass to Nashville, get the education. You're gonna be in some rooms. You're not gonna be comfortable. But if you want to not get screwed in your contract,
yeah,
that's Nashville. Where you need to be. Yeah, Nashville. They've been in publishing. I mean, that BMI and ASCAP they were started there first. It was ASCAP. And then they only had, so many black people. They were like, we can't let all you in here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
BMI was like, hey, we'll accept anybody. We see that it's a market share. That's what started a competitive market share. Publishing is about market share at the end of the day. So, but then that's where the two PROs kind of just started. So
look, wait. Don't go over that.
Okay, my bad. Okay.
Break down when you said, because I agree with you 100%. But for the listener that don't know nothing about publishing, that never heard of PRO, break that down what you meant when you just said the publishing PRO market share. Break that down.
Okay. And let's even start. A song has 2 copyrights. Let's just be the most simple. If you learn anything, the song has 2 copyrights. It's not the rules I created. This is how the industry was created. Sound recording goes to the label, which is it can be Universal, so Sony, Warner, and then the publishing goes to, it can be Sony Publishing or Warner Publishing or Universal Publishing. And just understanding that concept, the person who sung the song may not be the person who wrote the song. So a lot of people so market share is this thing. I still don't, I'll be honest, I don't have my whole head around it. I just understand that it's a lot of money out there that's uncollected, and they divvy it up and be like, well, we think, because most of these people and a lot of other genres don't get how to put their metadata in correctly, which is, your name correctly. Like when your teacher say, put your name on your paper, and then, you can't even do that. So put your name in correctly and your splits. And those 2 things. And so they like, we got all this unallocated money. So it's $2 billion. Say you get $1 billion, I get $1 billion. Yeah.
Well, I wanted you to break that down, because I think a lot of the people that's doing like the indie music scene, and not indie music from the sound indie music, but just like independent music,
like downtown.
Right.
I trust me. So I'll talk about it. So Concord, Concord was a company that I used to work for. They have 3 sides as their entertainment company. So it's sound recording is the label side, and there's the publishing side, and there's the theatrical side. And everybody like theatrical. Remind me to bring up the theatrical again, because that's how I learned how to copyright dances, with this theatrical side.
Okay.
But anyways, so Concord, so they bought a publishing company in Australia. This publishing, so we did an audit on this company. Try to find, like, when you acquire a catalog, your job is to make sure the data comes in clean, so it's a clean transfer, and that you put claims on all the songs. That's basically. So we did that. I helped with that, especially on YouTube. And when I was scraping through, I don't know, maybe 250,000 songs, about 500,000, something like that. No hits.
Really?
There was like about a month goes by. They had a meeting on C-level executives. They were like, so David, how's the audit going? I'm like, terrible. And they're like, what you mean? I'm like, there's nothing in here. They were like, there's got to be something. Like, I mean, there's the outliers. It's just outliers. There's like a song or 2 that's maybe 50 million. But we're talking about Australia. I don't know anybody from Australia. I don't go out looking for Australian people. No offense to them. You know what I'm saying? Much love to them. But there's not somebody that comes across my radar that, more so every day, and like just get on my Spotify. I want to listen to this Australian guy or woman. So after that whole month goes by, and I was like, this was, a waste of time. And then they were like, don't say that. There's something in there. You're not looking hard enough. I'm like, that's when my mind woke up. I was like, we bought a whole publishing company in another continent for market share. That's all it was. There's nothing else to that. So that's sub-pub. So because they were taking a fee for being our sub-publisher. And eventually we got to a point where it's like, we shouldn't pay you a fee no more. We should just own you. The takeover. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think it's gonna be a lot more of that going on.
So what do you think about the Downtown and Universal acquisition? Because I was just reading on I like to read. And this is anybody who do music in general. If you don't read Billboard or Music Business Worldwide, not every day, but just go to Barnes and Nobles and pick up it and just kind of see what's happening, because they're expensive. I mean, I don't have a subscription, but you kind of need to know what's going on in the industry as far as how it streams on certain platforms and who's doing what deal, who's this about what catalog, because what if you're sampling somebody and this company has a reputation of not doing Black people right, but you don't know that because you don't really do the research, what I'm saying?
Right.
But anyways, the Downtown deal, I've seen where people in Europe have wrote letters saying they want this deal not to go through, but it's the deal's already happened. I don't know how can you stop?
So this is how I look at all of it, right?
Right.
I think industry is going to always be industry. Industry will always get they're going to be the house. They're always going to win, right? Now, it's something that a lot of artists was asking me, because it was some talks about Even and Universal, or Even and Sony that came up. And I was just like, well, that's what the industry does. They buy the platforms that we use and then take it over. And now, no matter what, we're going to get a piece of whatever you do. So yeah, you didn't sign a deal with me. but your music is on Even, your music is on all these other platforms which we own, and we'll just get money off of that. So I think when it comes to the unit, because what was it, 700? It's 700 million or something like that, wasn't it?
It's 700, 700 million, 800 million, something. It's almost a bill.
Yeah. Bruh, they're going to get they're going to get the money somewhere.
And then check this out. What people don't even factor, that's only one section of Universal. That was Universal Virgin Music Group. That wasn't even you got Interscope. You got so many versions of Universal. That was one sector of Universal. That was nothing to them. But go ahead.
And it was a lot of American artists that was mad at Universal dropping the people from over here and going to sign all those Afrobeat artists in Africa. And I was just like, yo, that's how this works.
You better get on the track. You better start making Afro beats. You know what I'm saying? You better start jigging or something. So yeah, just interesting that you brought that up, Afro beats. Because we hadn't even really tapped into we just now really got into world music, from Burna Boy to Bad Bunny. The one thing that drive me crazy in corporate, they'd be like, man, when Bad Bunny would drop something, we have a writer or something, and streams would go crazy. They'd be like, it's doing better than hip hop. I'm like, there's more Spanish speaking people in the world. It was weird being in rooms sometimes. You would hear some racist shit, and you just be like, nigga, really? Did you just what? Why is that a win to you? You know what I'm saying? Because countries, if it wasn't for the pandemic, country music would still be suffering right now. So you niggas need to think, the pandemic, but that's all I'm saying about that, but.
Question. And I got some real hard, real.
Let's get it.
So the culture of music in Atlanta versus Nashville. We just heard what was that girl name? K Michelle. We just heard K Michelle talk about how pretty much what you said, it's business out there for them. They got office hours. Out here in Atlanta, it's kind of whatever. give me a parallel and tell me what would you prefer.
Man, Nashville. So if somebody look, this is what I learned in Nashville. If you're gonna say you're gonna be somewhere, I would drive. I was always so nervous that so what I did was I got a LinkedIn account. I'm writing a book about this part. And so I got my best friend, my best friend Joseph, he was telling me that because I was worried before I moved to Nashville, how was I gonna meet people? So the biggest thing he said was get a LinkedIn account and just create a budget for lunches. And that's what I did. So I would just take people to like coffees and lunches. But the night before, I would always go drive and see how the parking was, because I was new to Nashville. I didn't know how parking was, because in Atlanta it's like, you make one turn, you in the hood, you got crackheads, and you just, but you don't know how it is in the daytime too. Sometimes I would go during the day. But in that time frame, it helped me, like, so I would always show up like at least 20 to 30 minutes early, just so I'd freak out. I cannot show up late. If this person is depending, you know how they are, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it is a first time impression. Yep. So brush your teeth, be clean, all that good stuff. But first, one of my clients who I met, FLY, Swag Surfing, the first time I met them, I think it was Escobar. I think it was. I drove from that. Okay, I drove from Nashville just to meet them in person. I waited 2 hours and 30 minutes. Yeah, that, like, to this day, I'm still like, people be like, man, I would have left. And I'm like, I thought about it, but I just drove from Nashville. I mean, I got family here. Thank goodness. I could have just but that's what I drove down here for. I was determined. I was like, nah, bro. They said they're gonna be here. It just, there's a whole different mindset of, like, it's like island time almost. And I love my island people, but it's like, come on, bro. Let's, some people just move at different paces, and I prefer Nashville, to be honest. But I mean, to each his own too, because it's like it's times to be more lax, But if you meeting someone for the first time, you should probably show up on time.
Well, honestly, bro, I've only experienced that type of unprofessionalism here in Georgia. And I've worked in LA, I've worked in New York for years. Even Carolina, and Carolina's not a big market. It's just down here, I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of entitlement because they know that this is the Mecca for Black music. But I was just like, dog, we
showing up on time. We're gonna do what we say we're gonna do. Like, all this, my homie calls it blase.
No. I don't want it. So it was. I saw something come up, right? And this is regarding the Drake publishing situation, and you getting the sample cleared. Or
that's an amazing story. Shout out to my friend again, Joseph Weeks. He was a big part of instrumental of my career. So I was actually house sitting at his house at that time, and I just moved to Nashville, and he was in Jamaica. He was at a resort having fun, met some people that were like playing music. I had a reception. So he started playing them beats that me and him made at somebody's wedding reception. They liked it. They tell him to go to a studio and meet the general. He goes to the studio. He's like, hey, he's like, just in case, something happens, I'm going to the studio to meet the general. I'm like, what? That's crazy. And he met this guy named Cuddy Ranks, and he comes back. We get tacos the next day, and we go on Buford Highway. El Rey de Taco, what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Free promo. So we come back, and he's like playing all this music. We look on Discogs, and we like to start looking through his catalog, and we come across, because we play it on YouTube. YouTube has a good algorithm, so Energy comes up, and we were like, what in the world is that?
Drake's Energy?
That song comes up.
Okay.
And we're like, what? And then we look it up on who sampled, and it's like, Cuddy Ranks. And we're like, Joe's like, I have his number. I'm like, why are we call him now? Call him right now. What are we doing? He's like, this is like, we're just casual, like, listen to this. He got I don't know how this works. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's call him. So we call him, and Joe calls him up. He was like, why go out in the Joe? You know what I'm saying? And so they talk for a second. He's like, I want to introduce you to my buddy, David. David works in the music industry. He would like to talk to you. And I was like, yo, Cuddy, like, you got a song with Drake, man. That's amazing, dude. Like, bro, like, I'm a fan of your music. Like 90s, you the bomber. He's like, whoa. Yeah. What song with Drake, Big Man? What do you yeah, nothing. He's like, Big Man, me not know you. And I was like, bro, what? You don't know? Like, I'm shocked. He's shocked. Joe's like, I don't know. Like, we're all like, the Spider-Man pointing at each other, like, who did he say what? So I'm like, Cuddy's like, what song? And I was like, Energy. He was like, man, these people take me voice, man, and not say nothing. I said, bro, you really don't know about this? He said, no. And I was like, I said, hey man, look, I got a publishing company. I would like to sign you. He was like, I don't need a publisher, big man, I need a manager. So I was like, I don't really want to manage. And he's like, no, I need a manager. I was like, And Joe said, yeah, he'll do it. Yeah, he'll do it. We'll be in Jamaica 2 months. Hang up the phone. He's like, we're going to Jamaica. Bro, we'll figure that out later. Like, you got it. Like, we got to go. So we ended up going to Jamaica. With me and Cody, we talked. We have started FaceTiming and like, putting it together because we booking trips and stuff. So finally we go. We bring our friend K-Rez. K-Rez is an EDM producer. He's a funny guy. One of our favorite guys. He's one of my first friends in Nashville, by the way. We met at a school called Crawford Institute in Franklin, Tennessee. So it's like a vocational trade school to teach you like the music business, or you can do the sound recording. I just did the music business. And that's where I learned about that somebody, Warner Chappell, owns the song to Happy Birthday, which is still insane to me. Like,
hold on, wait. Like the regular
Happy Warner Birthday? Chappell owns that. 2 white ladies. Yeah, what? Somebody owns the rights to
Happy Birthday.
Yeah, somebody owns that. Publishing is publishing it gets wilder. Like, I mean, the craziest thing I've ever done, okay, not craziest, but the most interesting publishing I ever done was Catholic music publishing. Catholic music publishing is hymnals, right? You got the hymnal books. I worked for this company. Right. They were making, I think pre-COVID, right at like 700,000, 800,000 a year. They're projected to make $1 million right at COVID, but COVID hit. So but still, they were still making good money. But selling hymnals, that's physical product, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's mechanicals. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, this is
the capitalist in me had to chill in my bone.
I was like, oh, you talking about paper? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, so how Catholic music works is they have a dedicated Sunday for each Sunday, and like, so you're Chris. And then I apologize. Please, nobody come after me. But like they have the song set up for what they're going to sing. Like their whole Sunday is set up for, all right, these are the 10 songs we're going to sing this next Sunday. They're all set up in order. Before you go to church on Sunday in a Catholic church, you know the set list. Basically, right? You get that. Everybody has it in the pews and whatever, whatnot. Everybody knows these songs prior to even coming in this. That's just how it works. Versus in the Black church, what sister, Miss Scissorhands talking about she lost her scissors in the middle of a song. You're like, when does that lyric come in at? Oh, the Lord help me find my scissors today. What? Like, you know what I'm saying? So is this a different it's a lot of stuff out there with publishing.
Yo, I love that. Okay. I told you I got mad questions, so we're gonna take it.
Go ahead. I'm on it. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so the name, the Copyright Cowboy. Where did that come from?
So back to the good ties in with this Cuddy story. So Cuddy, so we go to Jamaica eventually. We go to Jamaica and we stay with Cuddy. Cuddy shows us a good time. The Sean Kingston is popping right now. So every time we go out, we always see Sean Kingston and his bodyguard. And that song by Rihanna had just came out. Wow, wow, wow. When I think about you. That song hadn't even came out in America yet. And it was just blowing up in Jamaica. They were playing it everywhere. So, and everywhere we went, there was parties outside with these big, huge speakers. And it was a great time. 2016. It was amazing, bro. It was just hot, but it was amazing. So one day, Cuddy gives me access to this computer. He's like, hey, he gives me a notebook. He's like, you can log in. And I was like, I'm looking through the book. I'm like, all right, which one is it? He's like, I don't know. So I had to like try 15 times to log in this computer, another 13 to get in his email. Bro, it was insane. I to this day, I don't even know how I did. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. So I log into his email. I see 3,000, 6,000 emails, and people just sample requests. I see the one with Drake's Energy on there. For that, I forwarded to.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're going through the artist email that Drake.
Yeah, the Cuddy guy. Back. That's how. Yeah.
Okay.
When we're in Jamaica now, so he gives me access.
Okay.
He gives me the notebook. He gives me access to his computer, and I had to figure out how to log in, and I log in, and then I found his emails of like just people request. I mean, he's in the 60s. He's not looking for sample. Why would? There's a great. Man, I wish I could just go through emails and look for sample people. Sending me money that want to use my voice, that's amazing. Like,
bruh.
You know,
I got more with that, but
yeah. So basically, like, he gives me access. I show him the email, and the email they said they want to either give him a buyout of $5,000 or they want to give him $2,500 and a piece of the royalty. And I said, when I'm reading it to him, I'm saying a piece of the royalty. He goes, no. And I sent. He said, Big Man, me don't want no royalty. They're not gonna pay me. I was like, he's like, I want the buyout. So we were like, he was mad at me for a day, bro. Like we didn't talk. Like it was like not beef, but we hung out. Like it was kind of, Then he's like, he put me to the side later on that day. The next day, he was like, hey, I'm gonna trust you, David. And so that led to him let me go to the BMI Awards. I met Jamiroquai. He got a Lifetime Achievement Award. And then Cuddy got BMI Award for Energy. And his name got added to the copyright. So therefore, he was able to get paid. And
I love it.
That was,
I love it.
So now we're friends, So a happy success story.
How difficult was it for you to explain to him this buyout versus collecting a royalty on a consistent basis for however long?
He was mad at me. I mean, I told him it would be better, but he's like, I want the money now because I'm showing him the Energy song. I'm like, bro, it already has 100 million. Like, this is gonna be royalties.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much. He's like, you only give me 2.5 or 5%. I can't remember the percentage, like 8 or something, whatever. I'm like, a buyout and that's it. Then you're gonna be really mad. Like, no, like, why would you even entertain that? And so now, like, it worked out. I recommend people to never do a buyout. Like in the YouTube world, I have problems. So I have a publishing company. I know we're gonna get this is probably too early, and my main thing is helping people cut their YouTube royalties. And there's some actors out there. I'm not gonna name company's name, and my whole job is to protect the asset. And if the asset's in conflict, is to get the asset out of conflict because the money's held up. It's a suspense. So nobody's getting paid out. It's over anything over 100%. So
break that down.
Okay.
You keep going. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking because I think it was ESPN that was looking at syncing one of our joints, and it was me. I was like, yeah, sign off. Go ahead, do it. But it was some other people that was like,
yeah.
So break that down.
Right, so I can talk to the two parts of that because so YouTube royalties in America, in the US domestic, is considered sync. Not to confuse people, but it's a mechanical at the end of the day, but MLC doesn't collect it because it's own platform of the DMCA and all that. So BMI, anything, bars, restaurants, clubs, out in public, that's what they collect royalties wise. MLC, the right of reproduction, stream, download, vinyl record, cassette, physical, that's mechanical royalties. And YouTube is sync, its own platform. And outside of the US, YouTube is called a mechanical. I didn't make the rules. This is how they do things. Everybody's also at the end of the show, I'm gonna send you an Excel I created of 72 income types, and just so that your fans can have something as like a little.
Hold up, we selling this, right? We selling this.
We
right?
can, we can for sure. It's me, yeah.
We over here. if listen, nah. Because this is cause the way I look at it, what we're doing right now is
you're right.
This is the free. When people want to tap in and they're trying to like 72, like honestly, bro, you just taught me something that I didn't even know as far as publishing go, and I know a lot. You just taught me like you got my wheels like, all right, bro, you got to do some work, dog.
Well, that's so
yeah,
here, man. It's just chopping wood. You know what I'm saying? Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
So, because it's stuff you're gonna teach me too. So I mean, that's each one teach one. But also to your point about when you had to sync with ESPN, if you can, like, if you can get a one stop with somebody, like, because some people just don't have their business together, like if you're a proficient writer, but you got a lot of people don't take it seriously. It's back to the Nashville Atlanta. And again, I look, this is what it is, but it's tough love too. You need to hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to have your business in order. Like your homeboy shouldn't understand. If he's gonna be your manager, he should never text me, what the hell is this, when I send him a contract? What the hell is this? Bruh, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want to do this? Or do you know what I'm saying? This 8 pages, shawty. You gonna read it? Bruh, I'm telling you, I read it. I'm just letting you. Can we have on the phone? Like, what? Oh, it's $10,000. Can they get the money today? No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. At all. That's not how it works. Man, so you got somebody on the other side that's not, JoJo Beans or whatever. He's like wrote the other half, but he's out parlaying, doing his thing, and the deal's got to close in like 2 days. They need this right now. You know what I'm saying? Like right now. Mm-hmm. And then it's better if you can get a one-stop shop agreement to say, hey, I can speak on your behalf. If we get any syncs, the money will come in. I split it with you. This is your percentage. Boom. You don't have to worry about anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, speaking to that point, is just some people people just need help, and then the people that I'm tired of homeboy managers. I want people. We have enough educated people in the world today, and technology and books and information for you got to be a homeboy manager. You need to have one good asset to you. Can you book shows? Can you be the therapist or mental health person in between they're doing whatever? Or can you be the person that really get some sync deals? There's so many components you could be. Can you help them get sync or just placements of like features, or if they're a beat maker or whatever, whatnot, stuff like that? Can you be something that just that sit back and wait on the calls? Out the inbound. Right. You gotta be outbound too.
So I think that's what a lot of artists start to get upset with managers for that reason too, because if they technically hire somebody to be their manager, they're expecting employer, they're expecting stylists, they're expecting video choreographer, they're expecting a whole lot of stuff, and I think those lines get blurred. So I would never.
Yeah, bro, it's the worst.
I won't do it.
It's too much time. Like in your 20s, you should do everything if you want to be in music. I'm sure you have. Like if you're in music, you've already done 10 to 20 jobs before till you got to where you are now, right? You know what I'm saying? You probably played instruments in the church, and that's how you grew from there. Yep. Like, and that's a shame that we don't have that anymore. That background niggas just sit back and make beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is crazy. That's good. But like, I think we should start a tour of like people who like really want to produce. You know what I'm saying? We know you live in suburbs. Some of you want to be trap wannabes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go to different churches and like sit in by the drummer and like this. You don't have to play, but just be around the music. You know what I'm saying? Like gospel. Yeah, do I want to be in church? To each his own. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, to each his own.
David, like, I go. That'll be the next thing.
You know what I'm saying? I want the set list of what musicians are playing. Like, I want the set list of like, I need to know. You know.
Then you gonna base your visit off
Yeah,
the
basically
set
off the
list.
set list. I need to know. I'm bougie now. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I have a criteria.
Hey,
You
I
gotta,
feel
yeah,
you.
you gotta have
I feel
boundaries,
you.
you know, bougie boundaries. You know what I'm saying? That's the way
Yeah.
I am.
So now this is one question I had regarding the
Yeah.
swag surfing. And this is the swag surfing
Yeah,
song, right? That everybody does at every
I had
Coliseum.
that song for so yeah,
You turned it from $125
bro,
to
bro,
10,000.
bro.
125
If you
to
niggas didn't
10,000.
meet me, y'all would still be eating out of trash cans. I gotta talk my shit sometime, man. You know what I'm saying? But they gave me the opportunity, so like shout out to them. They did because they from a corporate they did get messed over from a corporate company, and they trust me.
Okay.
So you know I would say that there's no bad blood. My beef is not. I have no bad ill will to them. We did live on bad terms, and that's because of these people. But you know what I'm saying? They try to bully me, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they try to bully me, but I'm still here. Like you can't go against God. You know what I'm saying? Don't you know, like some people, you're not finna bully me. Like I did the work, I put the work, you didn't do the work, you know what I'm saying? But so when they met me, a lot of times some catalogs are just tangled, like it's like a wasp's nest. Like it was in some deep stuff. So I basically set them up with their own publishing company. Set them up with their own publishing company. You got to untangle. What is it? What's this? I read it in this book by Dr. Nehemiah. Know Thyself. It's like deconstruct, reconstruct, construct. So basically, I took that from that book, Know Thyself. I just applied it to them. So once we got all the publishing companies set up, you know, first they had to sign contracts. And so I took that song. Yeah, I sent LODs. You got to get paperwork to LODs.
Okay.
Contract direction.
Letter of.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't be knowing. What's the LOD, dog? I don't know what that is.
You got, you know, so what's the LODs? It's technical terms. Yeah, technical terms. So yeah. So
yeah.
From there, I sent out that information out to the PRO, MLC, all those people who holds the money and the organizations.
Okay.
And then therefore I was authorized to go on their behalf and speak. Hey, Cobalt shouldn't. Well, whatever, it's too late. They shouldn't be collecting on this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
They ain't nobody get you good.
You know what I'm saying? But they shouldn't be collecting on this. So you gotta, they gotta, you know, they did have a relinquished paper already before they met me, so that was good. And then basically from there, the biggest thing that really happened. So I signed them in 22 of them in the 2019, and the other two in early 2020. So you know what happened in 2020? The pandemic. So I just signed Swag Surfing. The pandemic, I got the hottest song that nobody get. I'm like, I'm ready. I went to 2020, I had to sign the other two guys. I'm like, let's go. What was it? I think right in March, April, May, something like that. The pandemic, we all get locked down. I was like, bruh, man, come on now. Like, I'm David, man. You gotta, come on, my name, come on now. I'm just like, man, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be, because I'm like, I can do all this stuff, but how can I do it if we're not in stadiums and, you know, we ain't swag surfing, we ain't even together. So sure enough, right when the pandemic started, I love Twitter. I get on Twitter one day, and then all the black women were like, hey, let's have a watch party. What we gonna watch, y'all? All of them were like, let's watch Beyonce's Homecoming Live. Now, they had a song, and their song sampled in there. It is in that, yeah, Homecoming Live.
I missed it.
Yeah, so their song is in there. It's Drunk in Love, man, and then she goes into swag surf for like a minute. Yeah.
Another bag.
Yeah. So but like they did that deal before me. I wasn't there for that deal. Right when they met me, we did a deal together for Blackish. Like, I mean, the minute they met, I just came back from meeting them that weekend, and the other two had signed. Then a sync came in from Blackish. So, but they didn't have. It was they needed help. So like I need help too sometimes. So like everybody needs help. Just don't be shy of help.
Right.
So right when all the black women like we're gonna watch Homecoming live, this and the other, it comes out. I take all kind of screenshots and whatever on Twitter, and like they said it was a good watch party. They're watching it live. I sent that to the PRO at the time was ASCAP. I'm like, hey, we're due royalties for this show and because basically how the music industry works. If you're not a salesperson, meaning a follow up of just like, hey, where's my money? You don't, and it's a way to do it. You don't just, yeah.
Speak on that, because I think a stigma that's kind of reoccurring in the music business is you shouldn't ask for
you
money.
should definitely ask for your money. That's how they get you, because they think you're gonna do
Exactly.
it. What you think all these TikTok dances come from, bro? You should definitely. Hey, if you added revenue, if anybody here, if you create a dance and the song goes viral, you have added a stream of revenue to that. You've added money to that song, because prior that song was just that song, right? Nobody was, everybody was doing it. But people, they create dances to song. People got to practice the dance. And then guess what? They want to see the dance over and 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 over. So yeah, but
somebody collecting that check,
right? So you should ask for your money. You should definitely ask for your money. Like I don't understand the whole IP is IP. I definitely want to get into that, but it's like so with that and the PRO money. So after I say about 8, 9, it was like almost a year. A year goes by. I hadn't really done too much syncs for him. I mean, it was a pandemic, bro. One day I get a large amount of check from ASCAP, and I'm like, I called them up immediately. It was like, because we ain't really had much going, nothing to shake. And that Beyonce thing, Homecoming Live, bruh.
Like a year or so after this.
And they were like, bro, we love you. I was like, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I told you I could do it. You just needed somebody in your corner that knows how to speak the language. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go to court, you need a lawyer. You can't speak that language of, fighting for yourself. Good luck, but that's going to incriminate you more. So, you know, but like, I know how to get it. I know how to talk it. I know where it is. And that was it. We kept going rocking and rolling from there. And like, I would just find people that use the song, and I would just like, hey, you don't have a license. You need a license. And then they'd be like, oh, we need a license. The Chiefs, that's what happened with us. I did that deal 4 years before Taylor Swift was even a thing. Wow. The deal I created for them was, so originally it was like going to be like a 2-year, 4 or 5 year deal. I said, no, you want this song was culturally impact. You want this song in perpetuity. I like to use the word back on them. We're gonna use you want this song in perpetuity. Yes, and we get 15% of revenue every year and increasing your revenue for this song, because this song is your brand. And they were like, we never did a deal like this. I was like, well, you're gonna do this deal. And then I was like, Patrick Mahomes is young quarterback. He's the face of this team. He's gonna be swag surfing. This is middle of America. Y'all gonna want to. This is an easy dance. It's nothing like anything. It ain't got to do Tootsie Roll. It's just.
Dude, I love that.
That worked out. It worked, and Taylor Swift came. That's why I say on my LinkedIn, I taught Taylor Swift how to swag surf. You know what I'm saying? So, and I cleared the Lil Wayne version too. So Lil Wayne, when I first got, so that was 2020. I was like hunting how to find money. I was like, one day I was just chilling, and one of my friends was like, I heard the Lil Wayne version the other day. I thought about you. And make sure you tell your friends what you do, because that's how word spreads. Like people know other people in your network, and word spreads. And one of my friends was like, yo, I heard that Lil Wayne version of Swag Surf. And I immediately was like, that's not licensed. So I reached out to the label.
you got everybody need a you on their team, dog.
Yeah.
They need you on their team, bro.
And I'm working so I'm like, this ain't. So I emailed the label. They were like, hey, little dude, shut the fuck up, leave us alone. A year, 2021, 2 years like 2022 or something like that. The label, we get a sample request, and guess who it's from? Lil Wayne. Surf Swag. I want to license it officially because he wants to perform it at shows so they can license it officially because he's not. You're a businessman. You need to license the song officially, bro. Like, come on. This is what you do, but you don't want to license the song. You got to pay for it. You know how this works. You know how this works, Lil Wayne. So eventually did that deal. You know what I'm saying? I actually did the Lil Wayne one. So I got some syncs. So basically I'm working off 2 songs. The original Swag Surfing and Surf Swag. I can't really pitch the Beyonce one because it's like it's for the homecoming live. It's when she does her thing. It you know, whatever one. But those 2 versions are epic. And so I had a go ahead.
So what does this look like on an independent music side? Like if an independent artist wanted to kind of, or if they had a viral moment, let's say they had a viral moment with the record, and then a piece of those songs shows up in some other form of media.
How should you?
What would be how would they collect it? Like what would be the first couple of steps I think you would take them through?
I would first have a split agreement. Have whoever you producer, another featured artist, have an agreement. It doesn't mean nothing elaborate. Hey, you did the lyrics. Hey, I wrote the lyrics. I get 50%. You did the beat. I get 50%. Or it was 3 people. He did the beat. She did the lyrics. She did lyrics, and she did lyrics. 33.33.33. Somebody get the 33.4. Break it down if based on contribution. A split agreement is first. Get that signed because what's going to happen? People are going to reach out like labels. They're going to want a piece. And publishers, I mean, I want to help. I want a piece too, but I want to help. So you got to get that split agreement first. I think that first thing is getting that split agreement and registering the song with BMI or ASCAP. There's some good videos out there on YouTube everywhere how to register your music. Register your music, BMI, ASCAP, and from there you want to, of course, copyright it. That's another thing you want to do is copyright your music. So therefore, later if somebody like samples you without your permission, you can sue for statutory damages. But if you don't have, if you don't have to copyright the piece of paper, then you'll get something, but it won't be the amount of when you got these big lawsuits like Old Town Road. And I don't think white people should sue for us sampling. They shouldn't sue. White people should not sue.
He said that. I did.
Yeah, I said it. I said to metal, rock, country, bluegrass, hop up on it, whatever. White R&B, whatever. Like y'all shouldn't sue black people for we make you hot. Sting, all them. I said it. That's my belief. I stand on that. You should, we adding value to you anyway. You're going to get paid, but you shouldn't sue black people.
Yeah.
We already got limited resources. You shouldn't sue. You know what I'm saying? That's called.
I never thought about
copyright
like
reparations, bro. Hey man, I'm just telling you how it is.
Copyright reserve. Yo, I like it. No, you need to copyright that. You need to copyright that. That phrase alone, yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because look, hard. I'm just, but you should register your song, copyright it, and get a split agreement. So those are the big things. That split agreement, copyrighting it, and then from there, don't be like I need to get a manager. I need to get an A&R. Do some research on your own. Like, hit up other people that went viral. Hey, such and such, I went viral. What happened? What's the next steps here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure they'll help. I think some people reach out to Shiggy every now and again on the dances. He kind of gives them some advice, but he don't know. I mean, he don't know. I mean, I don't know what he knows, but he helps guys in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? But find me. That's what you should do. Sign with me.
Yeah.
I can help you. You know, that's what I want to do. My whole David Pelham II, my whole existence on this earth is to help Black people understand intellectual property. First with copyrights, one day patents and trademarks, but right now it's copyright. That's what the whole IP. I think Black people they keep telling us to buy land. There's only so much land in the world, but your mind, you can create 20 different songs a day. You create 100 songs a day. You can create a song every day for the next whatever time, and you can just movies, ideas. Look what we create. We're so great at creating just the creation, you know, Black women especially. Like that's, man, I see Black people stuff on TikTok every now and again, say something. I'm like, trademark it. Hey, I'm in the comments always like, you need to do this. And they're like, I don't know what I do. And they'll let, you know, I just throw it out there. I'm not looking to sign you on that. It's just like, I don't even want anything, because maybe you get something out of that. You know what I'm saying? Trump, like his name is licensed on the hotel. He don't own the hotel. If he owned the hotel, why would he be president? You know what I'm saying? You just kick back and live. Like, he just needs a job. He just got a job. That's all he's meeting with. That's a whole nother story. But I'm not like political. I'm just saying you know what I'm saying? Everybody needs a job, right? That's to show you. So my job is to protect IP, especially when it comes to music, patents. I mean, not patents yet, but in trademark and name and likeness, characters. That's a whole other thing too. And it's funny because I see a lot of Martin stuff. I see the Kung Fu people. He got like a lot of characters. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I just saw something this morning with BT Sita's World. Remember Sita's World? That was the first AI baddie they said. You remember see that? Like the girl on BT, first AI baddie.
Yo, okay. I'm just, I think because when you talk about certain things, I try to recollect the original, right? And then I'm trying to see how many other forms has that original content been repurposed, and are they still collecting on that? Cause like you said with the Martin characters, right? He had Shanae, he got the Kung Fu dude, the regular Martin stuff, because there's some dude that's on IG, my wife showed me. It's a dude that's reenacting scenes from Martin down here in Atlanta. And he'll go up to random people and just start reenacting the Martin scene. Like same words, same. Who's collecting? Is he able to collect? And are we policing too much? Tell me this. I think this is because for me, I want to collect as much as
they
possible.
Do it. They do
it. Exactly. So in the event that somebody is repurposing or reenacting an old scene from whatever movie, is that original creator or the publishing or the production house that owns the film, are they able to collect off of that repurpose?
They have some in music, it's called an ISRC. And ISRC is basically like a watermark that follows every platform to track the royalties. It comes from the sound recording. International Standard Source Code, ISRC. That tracks the whole shebang. In movies, yes, they have a lock on that movie stuff. Like, that's why. But like but it's like a cover song. So when people redo it, they can't really, because the audio is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, perfect example is like Tiny Desk. So when you do like a live recording or something, it's not the same recording, so it's a different recording. So mainly like some platforms, I don't know, but James Corden, who does the like car karaoke with the time with the Migos, because they were singing a song. Yeah. So the James Corden pays the license, that sync license, right? So he owns that content what they did on that show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I'm following. I got a question. I'm trying to let you finish.
Yeah, I'm good. But they have a lock on how to like track that stuff. Like in YouTube, you have a sound recording CMS that collects the sound recording, and then you have a publishing CMS that collects the publishing, the composition side. That's what I do. And then you have a content CMS for like the big distributors like Tyler Perry, ABC Network, CBS, CNN, Netflix, Hulu, Tubi. They have their own CM. So like if people Disney, boy, you think Disney? They won't let that IP go. You know what I'm saying? They're not letting that go. So yeah, like they have a lock on that stuff for sure. It's like there's different companies out there to help them too. It's a whole like digital water alliance of companies. Like it started with the corn industry first. They They found a way to do it first, and then I mean, without that industry, we wouldn't be where we are with streaming and none of this. You know what I'm saying? But it started in that industry first, and then that's how they kind of like figure out how like to put a lock on those. Yeah, Disney owns everything. It's universal.
Okay. So look, tell me this, because I'm trying to make sure I follow. When the artists go over to a tiny desk, or not more so colors, because a lot of times they be lip syncing, but if they go over to tiny desk, right? They do a whole show for 15 minutes. It's recorded. That means another royalty or another body of work is produced under a new royalty? Or does that mean they have to pay out the original owners of the song? Like Justin Timberlake did all of his music. Does that money go back to them?
So it depends on the situation. Like in the James Corden situation, I think it's on the network, like I think CBS or something. They would own that. They would own that content. But you can still get royalties, if that makes sense. You can still get the royalties, but you don't get to like say you own it. Like if it was UGC, basically user generated content. Does that make a difference?
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it. So they okay. So they're pretty much paying for
right. And then and so they don't have to really pay the royalties out. It can still be royalties, but really it's mainly just a bout of like, we don't want to deal with that no more because they got so much money. Like they just like, here, boom, we're done. Like I don't want to deal with this ever again. So
yeah. So hold up, I got it because we're an hour in. I got to make sure I give space for everybody that's in the chats because I know them joints was going off a little bit earlier. So now, if y'all got any questions for David or me, but more so because I'm gonna be here every week. so if y'all got any questions for him, make sure y'all put them in all of the chats, and I make sure we read through them. One question I had for you.
For sure.
When it comes to, because I'm a producer, right? That was my original.
You got some fire music too, bro.
Yeah. Thank you, God. Thank you. But that was my original way into music business, right? And I know I've had a lot of conversations with other producers, as it relates to collecting money and what's being left on the table, or what's my Detroit people say, you got money on the floor.
Hey,
like what do you think are the mistakes that they're making in not getting all of the money that's available, and then what do you think they could do to avoid those mistakes?
First thing is I'm gonna say splits. This making sure you got you gotta have that. So and this is thing in Nashville. Nashville has this thing called the Nashville co-write. Basically, however many people's in that room, that's how they're gonna divvy up the splits. So it's 4 people. We're just gonna divvy up four ways. It's just they like everything symmetric. No one left. Yeah, none of that. When we leave the room, like in Nashville, they don't put anything online until it's like the splits are done. They don't release no record until the splits are done. Versus like here or
punch in the air.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's goods and pros. It's pros and cons to both, right? Because like without hip hop, being the mixtape era that it was, then it changed a lot of things versus you waiting, But the first thing I would do, splits. Again, it doesn't have to be a elaborate agreement, just something on paper that says, hey, we agree to these terms. Like I get 25, I did the beat, you did the words, this a split agreement. Because you don't want your song held up, like say, because eventually what happens when somebody goes to a big publisher and all of a sudden you hire me, and then like I'm like, all right, you got these songs with some big artists, A-list people. Well, they're in conflict. They need documentation to be proven. And you're like, well, Buddy said this, but I don't care what Buddy said. I needed some Buddy paperwork, you know.
And let me put more framework around what you just said too. If your song is in conflict, the label will hold all money.
Yeah,
It ain't nobody getting paid.
Nobody's getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Look, you see what happened to that what's that song? Win Whammy. You know what I'm saying?
I love that song.
Hey, bro, I don't. It's the. Hey, shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Atlanta. We got another one. We may not be good in baseball, the Braves. We may not be good in basketball, the Hawks. But the football, my heart get broken every time with football like a teenager. But music. Yeah. Every summer we come with hits. You can't say we don't come with no hits every summer. So guess what? We got some people off the bench that came in this summer with a hit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got an A-list in this summer. Where y'all at? Everybody else. You know what I'm saying? You thought Kendrick was gonna hold it down. I like Kendrick, but hey, they put money in my pocket. So that's all I'm saying. But ATL, once again, shout out to Big Pluto and YK Nisi, you know what I'm saying? Win women, you know what I'm saying?
Wait. Before you go on that part. I saw Lizzo, and that's how I heard about the record, right?
Yeah.
I heard I heard Lizzo do a verse on the Win Whammy record, and I was like, at first I wanted to hate, I ain't gonna front. I was like, Lizzo, she trying to come back over here to us.
Yeah.
She done got the gays and the whites on her. Now she trying to come back to the blacks. Whatever, right? She done got the big girls mad. All right, good, I got you. But her doing that verse on that song, and I could not find a version nowhere streaming of her doing a verse on that song. Does that mean that the label didn't clear her doing the song, or does that mean they didn't want to pay for her to be on the song, or what do you think happened with that?
Oh, so this is a very good conversation. Because I love this song. What happened was they had a falling out. The two young ladies, unfortunately. I thought they was like fake at first. I thought it was like wrestling. They was like faking their beef, but they're for real. They're not faking whatsoever. I watched an interview with YK Nisi. She's like, labels, publishing. I'm like, dude, you've had one song. What do you know about it? You had one song. Like, what are you talking about? Like, but hey, she's done more than me. I mean, some other people. But it's just funny how she was. I just think it's entertaining. But Big Pluto is still she's just making music. Like, so. But Lizzo said because of the situation that she noticed that the fans, not all black women, but a lot of black women got mad at Big Pluto for not bringing YK Nisi with her when she made the deal, when she got a deal. She was like, "Girl, I let you stay in my house." Basically Big Pluto was living at her house. This is what I've heard, and this is speculation, but
okay.
Big Pluto was living with YK Nisi. They made the song. Big Pluto got a deal. They include YK Nisi. Boom, because the label was like, "We just need you. We don't need the other girl." So she didn't bring her with her, and that's basically how. Yeah, bam, 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 bam. They did. You took the bait and got it right, and now.
Hold on. Wait. I remember I was at Universal, right? This years ago. I was at Universal, and I had a meeting. I was taking some artists up there, and I was just showing records. And I ain't gonna say the name of the exec or the A&Rs, but they was just like, yeah, we think that YC, he was like, YC is the star. He was like, who is Future?
Oh,
not YG, YC.
Exactly.
Who is that?
Yeah, who is he? Where is he at today?
Exactly. So I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because I heard of Future in the streets down here before going up there to New York.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah, it's like Future, that guy's gonna be washed. YC is the Future. I was like, yo, y'all got it wrong. I said, y'all got it wrong. But
you saw it though, right? Ain't that crazy? Like, how are these white people getting these A&R jobs? That's what I always been saying for the longest. Even when I was at the corporate company, interview. I'm like, man, I know, muscle shows. I know, rock music. I know the whole history of like, Nashville. And, you know what I'm saying? You gonna hire Bethany over me because she went to Pepperdine? Like,
And she's gonna be over urban music.
Yeah, like what? Like, is she gonna be in charge of Big Sexy Red? Like, you don't know this. You don't know anything about Baby Daddy music. Like, and she's gonna That's what And then they put her name in Music Business Worldwide, SVP. Little, it's like that's what they throw it in your face. The whole. I'm like, man, bro, like. That's
so back to the Lizzo story though. So
so they basically Lizzo found out they was beefing because Lotto got on the version too, and Lotto said, "Nah, I'm not. Don't drop my verse." And then after Lotto said no, Lizzo was like, "Yeah, I don't drop my verse either." Big Sexy or Sexy Ray got on her, got on there, and she was like, "Drop." They did a whole video and everything. She dropped the whole. And nobody really. Remixes don't really pop like that anymore. It ain't the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
So, if Lizzo was on there, that joint was gonna pop.
Yeah,
that's how I heard it.
That's crazy.
I heard it wanting to hear Lizzo's verse because she killed it.
Yeah, and then maybe they one day license it, but they should. I mean, yeah, she just didn't want to be a part of the mess. Because the fans. So anyway, what happened was the fans were like getting on TikTok and was like, Big Blue, you do this and you that, and Big Blue, you this and that, and everybody was riding for YK Niecy, which is rightfully so. Like the ad libs made that song,
Yeah.
The second verse is really dope too. So it's like, which is interesting because this happens every day. Swag surfing, the first verse on that song, that guy's not even in the group. Nobody even knows that.
I never knew that.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even in the group. This happens every day. On the day they break us up and just trying to no, you should do some white guys like, hey, turn the hi-hat down a little bit. What? what are you yeah, the what is that?
It's too much.
Turn that down. Turn that down a little bit. Bruh, you don't even know what the instrument is called. Can you play an instrument? It should be a requirement how white A&Rs make it. And I'm talking mad shit about them because they're not good. Because that's why the bitches been trash. The 2000 white A&Rs, where are they at? That's the A&Rs that were doing great. You know what I'm saying? But we need more urban. We know how to do us better than anybody else. That's why I pitched to my corporate company that we should have an urban department. And did that happen? No. They were like, well, we're going to invest our money in. The CEO sent an email out saying, hey, I have extra money. We want to invest. Anybody got any ideas? So my pitch was in left field. You send an email out to the whole everybody.
Yeah.
From Berlin to London to Nashville to Miami. And I replied back saying, with facts and stats saying, we need an urban division. You need somebody that understands this language that's happening here because what you're doing is cool. It's great. It's cute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But to really make this, David,
I got a question for both of us. All right. First question is, what's our thoughts on people downloading beats from YouTube?
If it make you do it, I mean, I don't have no problem with it. I just have a problem with how the system's set up. We need a better system. We just needed to, BeatStars is not the answer. Not to diss them. I think they're doing. I think what they're doing.
Timbaland's joint?
Huh?
That's Timbaland's joint?
No, that's Sony. That's how Old Town Road was found. That beat was found on BeatStars. I think it's a platform. I think everybody. I think people should just drop instrumental beats, and then you'll get found. Somebody like it because I download beats. I highly recommend if you found something dope. When J. Cole did 3 years ago, he rapped over a song and called it J. Cole some type beat. I thought that was a great marketing. Why don't we not see more of that? You know what I'm saying? But download beats. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm David being nice to y'all. I'm gonna say, I think I'm in dilemma, right?
Okay.
A part of me says go ahead and download the beat, right? Because I'm a producer, so I'm,
Oh, I
solely speaking from a production standpoint. Now, if I'm the owner of the platform, I don't care what you do, long as you stay on that joint for as long as possible.
understand.
But from a production standpoint, download the beat, do a little like demo the record, make sure it's a record that you feel like is worth putting money behind. And when I say putting money behind, like whether you're about to run Google ads or whatever, however you're going to promote it, make sure it's going to be something worth the time and the money. And then as soon as you know that that's what it is, do your best to find out who produced the joint. Because
Yeah,
now we're going to get back to what David said earlier. You got to make sure you have a split sheet.
yeah.
You got to make sure you have all your preliminaries like in a row. So I'm cool with it, but it's like if you're gonna do right, I'm cool with it. But for all these bums, it's mad bums out here, dog. They're just doing these poverty bars, dog. They got poverty bars. Y'all, they just be downloading. All right, I'm just go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
It's a few people on IG that'll take my beat making videos, which is in segments. It's not even it's never a full beat. I don't think they realize that. It's never a full beat,
Right.
but they'll rap on top of the video and send it to me. And I'm like, yo, dog, like, okay, what you want me to say to this? Like, good job. Like, good job.
Put me in the studio.
Yeah, no.
I think that's what that professional. But again, that's where that professionalism comes in from. You have to take the required step of like, hey, I want to license that beat from you, or what they should do is in that situation, they have an idea, cool. Now work with you to be like, all right, how can we actually make this work? How much you want for the beat for the license, or
right?
Can I pay you $100 to for I don't know what your fee is, $1,000, whatever, right, to use this in perpetuity, but you get publishing still too. Sending somebody a half-baked cooked idea is just, it's a waste of time. We don't have time to waste, time is precious.
And I'm not listening. I'm just block you. I'm gonna block you. Like,
getting the real, but we don't need to see you like that. Like, we don't need to see you in your car freestyling, talking about you the best. Like, bro,
no,
take your ass in that job, shut the fuck up, and get your checkup. You know what I'm saying?
Spend a little bit.
Yeah, spend some money. You know what I'm saying?
All right, got another question for us from Kay. Can you explain the power of owning your own CMS? Most folk don't even know what that is. I don't. Do you know what a CMS is?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a content management system for YouTube. But YouTube don't give them out anymore. So you can't really own one anymore. You have to go through a third party. You can own your own publishing. You can own your own masters. But you can't really own a content management system. YouTube is people, they don't do that anymore, unfortunately. So
what was it?
I've got grandfathered in. That's what. So basically, is how you collect the YouTube royalties directly. So basically, BMI, bars, clubs, restaurants, the performance rights of a song, anybody can collect that. So yeah, does that make you a publisher? Yeah, that makes you a publisher. Yeah, sure, why not? Right. MLC, if you know how to actually register the song and do the, and register the song with MLC, you would get paid the correct way if you do everything correctly. Percentages, it doesn't go in conflict. Anybody, if you do the right steps, you can collect that. YouTube is just a third party, like you need somebody licensed and certified, like me. So it's just a whole thing. Like I did it at a corporate level, and I'm blessed because people don't know what they're doing. I mean, it's corporations. I'm talking about billion-dollar corporations have no clue. They're just holding money. Stuff is in conflict because they have somebody from like overseas that don't even speak. Nothing against non-speaking English people, but don't even understand music. Like this one guy, I'm debating right now. We have a percentage of a song because our artist is featured, but he said he owns 100. I'm like, bro, he's an A-list artist. he would not sign a word for hire agreement.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
Never.
exactly. Ever. Why? So, bro, why are you claiming 100? This makes no sense. Reduce your percentage to what it should be. And he's like,
did he know what his percentage was supposed to be?
No, that's why if we wouldn't be in conflict, we wouldn't be talking if he knew what his percentage was supposed to be. You can't claim 100 on a feature artist that we all know is not putting work for hires. Like, dude, you're a corporation and you're making these kind of mistakes. You're wasting my time. And like, so I'm an indie publisher. My job is to fight for every dollar. And so the good thing about YouTube is it shows you, how many just called daily views. Like, this song right now is like at 100,000 daily views, but I'm arguing with somebody. I don't even know if this is a real person. I don't even know why this company. I've emailed the CEO like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Like, people be like, "How would you do that? Are you?" I'm not coming for blood. I'm just asking, do you need help? I'm here to help. I'm not coming. Like, people get the wrong impression of me a lot of times because I'm kind of bombastic and I'm came from a crunk era, and I used to come home with black eyes from listening to Nuck If You Buck. You know what I'm saying? I come from a different era, yo, and you know what I'm saying? So, I'm not looking to. I'm not a violent person. I'm big energy. You know?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So
I can definitely identify.
Yeah. Bursts of just you're joyful. You're happy. But
see, you say that. See, you need to tell my wife that. You need to tell her that. She was just like, every clip that I've seen you online, you fussing somebody out, and I'm like, I'm not though.
I'm excited. I want to tell you, like, because it's like, the preacher's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Can I get the Holy Ghost? That's in us. That's in us. It's in it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's in us as black people. You know what I'm saying? Hooping and hollering and shouting. That's what we do. So
let's see. I'm looking. I don't see any other questions is worth asking. If y'all have any questions, I'm gonna give David some space. Matter of fact, we're an hour with some change in. So if you can have any products, I know you said something about a PDF, which I don't know. We got to figure out how to get a sale link on that joint.
Yeah, I send it to you. We'll figure it out.
All right, and even if it's just $1, like what I've learned about this space is if people don't at least spend $1 on something, they don't value it.
Oh, gotcha.
And because I gave away, dude, I did a master class. I did when I first started doing this. This is probably like a year or so. Is a year or 2 years ago? One of them. But I did a 3-day master class talking on this stuff that we're talking about, and I gave it away. Now, granted, I gave it away so I could record it and I have enough people in the audience that right. Now it's a repost, but I noticed a lot of people just didn't carry out the plan, and I feel like a lot of it's because they didn't pay for it, right? So let them go ahead and support what you got going on, and we're gonna put that joint in the link. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So how can they reach out to you? Ask all of the questions that they have, because I think these are good questions. And if they are asking you questions, hey, charge them a consulting fee. I'm sorry.
I will. I will for that. I definitely will for that.
Something, something.
For sure. I just see one question: is SoundTrust and SoundExchange cool to use? SoundTrust is a competitor of mine. I'm not going to talk bad about somebody else. I'm just going to say, you got to have your business in order to sign up with SoundTrust, because like you got to give them the data. You might as well, if you're black, we could maybe talk. So not say I won't take white people or Latin people, but I would really like to help you best I can. SoundExchange, yes, you should always sign up with SoundExchange. They collect non-interactive royalties, Sirius, Pandora, anything that you don't choose the song on. It's called non-interactive. So SoundExchange collects that. Definitely. So Sirius, anything on Sirius radios with SoundExchange, and some webcast stuff as well. But you can find me on Instagram, David Pelham II. I'm on LinkedIn for sure, David Pelham II. You can also email me at david@sovereigntydigital.com. I'm sorry.
It's a lot to say.
Yeah. So you can email me if you got any questions, and But at the same time, I do have a charging fee because working between countries sometimes. I got to charge for my time. It's just I like everybody, but I want to help everybody. But at the same time, I gotta charge that fee. So, but yeah, this has been fun. I just love I love your platform, what you do. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. So
hold up. Cootie Brown says I paid him $100. Could I sign to your company? You ain't signed to my company. I hand out Diddy deals. No, I'm playing. But
I do have a criteria. This because like I'm boutique. After I'm not like open like SoundTrust. That's why. And this is the very last thing. Well, not very last thing, but this is one thing I want people to keep in mind. If your aim is to get a publishing deal, I always keep this in mind. So if you go try to get a publishing deal, like at the majors, you got to go through a lot of hoops to be even somebody's radar. So you got the first people, the legacy people. You got like the Gap Band, Kool and the Gang, Carlos Santana, the DM in the States. You got the legacy people in the States that are like Al Green or whoever is the top people at that label. They got publishing company. You got them first. Then second, you have the actually A-list writers. This is A-list people. So we're at tier 2.
You talking about folks that wrote for Madonna?
Yeah,
Britney
Spears, Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson. The names in the credits that you should always read if you're in publishing. You should always read the credits. That's like resumes. So then the next level, you actually have B-level people who actually they write with A-list people, but they maybe had a hit 5 years ago. They're still eating off that, but they've done other hits too. But they're not, it's compounding hits. It's compounding hits. A-list people are just they live a different life. This is what it is. Like I tell people, if there's a difference between the diamond list and the gold list.
You ain't lying, boy. Boy, you ain't lying.
Diamond is you're another level of human being to be diamond, and to be diamond twice. This is so. Look at that list. That's what I mean by legacy, top tier people. Those same people are the same people that probably did it twice. The Eagles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The Beatles. The name goes on and on. Pink, she's on there twice. Like that's crazy to think about, but that team. So you can say what you want to about Pink, but she's went diamond twice. But anyways, so then the third level is then you have people who are just got signed or getting signed in that mix. You're in the mix of all that, So you're in that third tier now. Then after that, it's just like people who maybe are about to sign. And you got so many levels. That's why I'm like, just sign to somebody you can like reach out to, That's
bruh. I'm gonna say when I was at Sony ATV, I had a deal with them, and I got inherited to Sony ATV because I was signed to EMI Blackstone.
Right.
And when I tell you, bruh, what he's saying, like to live in it and be in it, it's a whole different vibe. Like I remember that was right after the first Eminem record that I had placed, right? And I remember going into the offices, and it's intimidating enough because you see plaques from the 50s and the 60s, and but then you get into the office with these people, and the good thing is I did have a black rep that was repping me that on behalf of the label, right?
Right.
So he was just like, "Man, I'm gonna tell you something."
Oh.
yeah. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. This is how this works. He said, "From now on, you competing against Timbaland.
Oh,
you competing against Dre. You competing against Just Blaze. Everybody who, because there was the M album. He was like, everybody that was on this album with you is now your competitor. How you gonna stand out?" And I was just like, "All right, bro. All right, head out." I can't just sign to the Illuminati just like that. Yo, I thought the Illuminati was gonna let me come through. I mean, god dang.
Yeah.
But yo, it's different. That's different because when, like you said, even to think of songwriter, Tehran,
Yes.
right? So even to think about them, like they're on the level where Smokey Robinson was a writer.
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, if the company is gonna sign you or sign you or him, and he got 60 years of hits for Diana Ross and for Al Green, like, all right, nah, we gonna go with Smokey.
Exactly. You like, all these people be like, man, I'm getting an advance for like $250,000. I'm like, bro, that's that money's already yours. It's already there. If you got a hit, you know what I'm saying? But like, I get people because you need to advance money to like do what you need to do. Just do the right things, like But yeah, so you lived it. You see exactly what I'm saying. Like, I never even heard it from that standpoint. I just seen it from the business side. Like, oh, we signed this writer. Because when you ingest songs all day, you're like, oh, this guy. You start doing research on people, and you're like, oh, this guy's dope. Oh, we never hear from him again. Wonder why? Because he's probably getting off of his sounds to somebody that he sounds like. But like to hear you say you're competing against Timbaland, why do that be in competition with them though?
Exactly.
If you're on the album, maybe we got some real similar sounds.
So what I learned is this too. And everybody's watching this on Patreon. It's just a long episode. Sorry. It's a long episode. So what I learned is this with the each producer that they would place on the album also came the producer's base. And this is before, we're talking about 2010. So this is before social was like a really, really big thing. Right? Social media. But even then, it was like, okay, market share. Oh. Timbaland's coming in and he's producing the song. We can count on 300,000 of his followers or 300,000 of his fans to come listen to it. Just Blaze is coming in with his folk. We can count on 100,000 people to listen to it from this. And here we are thinking that we producing to be creative.
Bruh.
No. And that's how a lot of these records would place. Because after I learned that's when I was like, all right, it's time to be smart. How much of an album can I control? Yeah. And that's how I built a relationship with Ice Cube and a few other people. And it's like, okay, if you can control 4 songs out of 13, now we got a little bit more leverage to do, some creative stuff. But until then, you in the rat race.
Yeah.
Trying to get a hit. And they gonna keep saying too, we need a hit. Nah. I'm good. I'm good. Y'all got it.
Yeah. That's what I tell people, like trying to get placements for if you're not building with an artist, like a producer, like the Dr. Dre and Snoop method.
Exactly.
If you're not building with somebody like that, and there's more combinations of that going around. Metro Boomin and like Future, Metro Boomin and whoever.
Drake, that was hard.
21 Savage and Metro Boomin. They building with an artist like Manny Fresh. I don't think people give Manny Fresh the accolades he deserved. Look, this man was the in-house producer for Cash Money when songs were albums, CDs were 22, 24 songs on an album, right? Yeah,
producing the whole joint.
We talking about BG, Turk, Lil Wayne, Birdman,
Hot Boys. Because that was a whole different group together.
Hot Boys, the big timers. And then recycle, you go back and do that for everybody. Like, I don't think people understand. That's kind of like when people say, look, I got locked in. Bro, just do it. Just like, just don't. I got locked in. Just do it. Like you know what I'm saying? Manny Fresh is like a promise. I don't think people are waking up to that, like what he did, like in that time frame. Like, no.
Because even him coming to Atlanta getting T.I. Oh my gosh. People overlook that stuff.
Yes.
They overlook it.
Man, so like is the compound interest of like building with somebody is way better. I mean, I get it. Like you may want to get a beat here and you get a beat there because you got to figure out your flow. You got to do so much. Sling Johnson said it best. In an entertainment business, you're going to do so much stuff that people are not going to see the light of day of. Like, it's just, you're going to have a catalog of 1,000 of whatever. I don't loops, songs, drawings, a catalog of whatever that people won't even see. That's just putting the 10,000 hours in to get 1,000 works that it was just trash. And then you got to get to, like you said, when you got to the actual platform, it's a whole different because you got to compete. Whole different. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. But that competition should be competition, though. That's why I say publishing is not competition to me. I'm not trying to beat Universal, even though we don't have the best of terms. But I have love for them. I'm just not trying to let you. I'm not going to let you talk about me, and I'm just not going to be a do boy for you either. You know what I'm saying? So, Universal, like we just hand over everything. Like I know, like stand on your feet.
I got one question. Yeah. And I kind of like the forecast a little bit in the hour space, right?
Yeah.
For everybody that comes up, I like to try to figure out where do we think the business is going to go for your space in the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. For me, the question I would have is as it relates to publishing intellectual property, how do you think AI is going to change all of this?
Man, we are already behind AI in music. We already lost it. Like they for real. Like
dang. Y'all go ahead, wrap it up. Pull out the chords, dog.
Because like what you said on your podcast first, and I thought it was really interesting. You sell your catalog, so basically they can to a VC company, who these companies are just like greedy corporate bastards. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a shit about the culture and anything like that. So they're gonna manipulate what sounds somewhat like it, and it's easy to reuse it. Let's reuse it. Like it won't have the same feel. That's why I think everybody can go back to church music now. This is a perfect time if you start picking up instruments and like because you play instrument, you play keys. You play how many instruments you play?
Yeah. Had you not asked, I would have been able to tell you. I play everything except woodwind. I don't play no woodwind instruments.
Okay, so you about like 12 at least, 14. Like something that's a lot. That. Yeah, that's amazing. Right. That's so that you're good. You know what I'm saying? You're good. But like people who just sit on the computer all day and just AI it, man. Like and YouTube just YouTube just came out saying they won't pay for AI anymore as like July 15, July 16.
Yeah, I saw that.
So I mean, in my world, I think is so like even like there's one of my favorite bands, the Black Keys. They sued. They wanted a whole year of just suing their rock band. They just went on a whole year, like a 2021, 2022, 23, something like that. Can't remember the year exactly. But they sued all these like Home Depot, KFC, Taco Bell for create these companies that are creating music like theirs, basically. It was very, because they sounded very similar. So what happened was one of the guys was like, I don't remember licensing our music to Home Depot. He's like, I don't remember us doing that either, but it sounds like us. Wow. I think we should lawyer up. Yeah, we should lawyer up. So like it's been happening.
So the catch-22, I didn't know. I've never see. This is a good like eye-opening experience with this conversation.
Yeah.
The catch-22 is if a production company reaches out to me to do a song for a Home Depot or a Taco Bell or they're going to say in their description of what they're looking for, we need a song like.
Yes.
And then they tag all of the songs.
Yes.
That they want you to produce around. So it's kind of like, I don't know.
That's in the brief. You're right.
Yeah, it's in the brief. Yeah,
you're right. So, but they want something like it because they don't want to pay for Lionel Richie or Sunhouse or something. I don't know, or Robert Johnson or Ray Charles. They don't want to pay for that. So that's a good point. I mean, how's it going to change? I mean, IP laws got to get stricter. That's why we need to be talking. Yeah, talking about is one thing. That's what drives me crazy with people in like law. Because I just want to be like, let's protect it. And I'll just like right now, AI music should not be released on Spotify because you're basically you're stealing money from everybody else. Like you're on Spotify, I'm on Spotify, we're all on Spotify, and there's this band right now that's on Spotify. I forgot what they're called, whatever, but they're making millions of streams a day, and like they shouldn't be allowed to be on Spotify. We're behind already. This should have been this criteria already. That's what I'm saying. It's just the music industry is so like, and then this the worst part about this stuff is like it's been happening. There's a book by Gerald Horne. He's a historian. It's called Jazz and Justice. He talks about the economics of like the jazz era when jazz musicians came up. I'm not doing this laughing, but Louis Armstrong would produce an album. And then, so basically the label would be like, man, it's not selling. So what they would do is they would switch the product, change the ISRCs because you scan They would just basically steal the album and be like, hey, somebody's stealing the albums outside the store. We don't know who's doing that. And basically pirating music. Yeah, it is exactly. And then they'd be like, hey, Louis, there's some people that's been like jacking your music at the store. You may take care of that for you? And Louis Armstrong's like, well, yes, boss. I don't know what else to do. You know what I'm saying? Right. He's like, well, that's going to be an extra 20%. Okay. I mean, who are we going to go to? This is the 1920s. He's like, what? Okay, I'll pay you, boss. So, and then like, it's been happening, right? Like, but.
And that book name is Jazz and Justice?
Yeah, by Dr. Gerald Horne. That book is, I've cried
look it up
3 times reading that book. That book is, it's insane, but it's really good. Like, but the AI thing is like, we're behind already. We just got, I don't know. We can't protect it. This should have been something immediately. It just should have been like, if it sounds like it. So like, which is interesting because that's what YouTube does. YouTube Content ID. It matches in the publishing. So basically what it does is it's like, hey, this sounds so like, there's a song I represent, so I represent for you, right? I'm authorized to collect it on your behalf. So I registered it in YouTube, and YouTube Content ID is a machine learning tool that's been learning for like 15 some years because YouTube like 20, right? So like it's been learning what sounds like what. So daily views and claim videos of your 2 really important stats on YouTube. You can't see that, but if you are signed to a publisher, maybe you ask them, hey, what are my daily views on my biggest hit on this song? How many claim videos I have? Hey, by the way, can you do a manual claim search? Do an audit to see what I'm not being claimed on? Because you may have a video that's got like, at a corporate company, bro. And I'm gonna say it. I found 2 videos out of 1 billion plays that we went and collected on. Then somebody tried to put their name on it, say they did it before me, and I'm like, but that's just corporate.
See, that's the thing. You ain't. I hope everything you saying ain't going over folks' head because you are really like. Even just a little innuendo in between what you're saying, if they just use it, oh my god, the hymnal thing took me out. That took me out because I never thought about it like that,
bro. If you're a black and you write songs with other black people, write church music and sell it like books. It's a physical product. You want a physical product to sell? That's hymnals. And then there's a whole other system with this thing called JPay. If you're music in the prison system, that's a physical download. So that's mechanical royalties. You know what I'm saying? I go get the money. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody talking about this. I talk about it because I know about it. I want to share it with y'all so I can go get it, but you need to hire me so I can
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of money out here, but we're all focused on the TikTok and TikTok's music reports. You can collect that through music reports if you wanted to. You can, if you want to, you can sign up for yourself to do it. You just register yourself like BMI or ASCAP or MFC. You can sign up with music reports. They'll collect the money for you. You know what I'm saying? So you don't need nobody to collect your TikTok money for you if you know what you're doing. But there's a chance they may go in conflict, but you don't want to answer it. You don't want to be on top of that. Hire a professional. You know what I'm saying? Percentage-wise, publishing, as most people go between 15, 25, sometimes 30, and then overseas is 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? So I've seen it sometimes when people do publishing for 10. I used to back in my days, but now I'm like, My time is valuable.
You're a real one. Yeah.
Yeah, I got like you said. So back when you said you got to charge, because if I charge you at 15, 20, then I'm like, I'm gonna do the best job for real. I would do the best job. But at 10, I'm just kind of like, well, you know, today it looks good outside today. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I get distracted. You know, I don't want to get at 15 and 20. I'm not distracted. I like eating Chipotle. I like going on nice dates. You know what I'm saying?
And I think even if you put framework around it for a lot of artists, that 15, 20% is not a lot of money once you start to bust down everything else centered around the song. Now, if your catalog is extensive, all right, cool, it's different. But yeah, it's a whole anyway. Yo, hopefully y'all enjoyed bringing this. We enjoyed this. And one last time, how can they find you? One last time.
David Pelham at Instagram, David Pelham at David Pelham II, and then on LinkedIn, David Pelham II. You can email me at david@sovereigntydigital.com, and I have my company, sovereigntydigital.com as well. This was a pleasure, Manito. This was amazing. I love the Black Talk IP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, bro, this is where it's at for us.
Yes, sir.
We're the creation. You know what I'm saying? Without the creation, you know, they want to imitate, but we're really it. So we got to protect ourselves, make our money, like the girls say, make that coins, collect them coins. So yeah, man. But yeah, this was fun. I enjoyed this.
Well, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Hopefully y'all enjoyed us bringing this to y'all. We will see you, or I'll see you next week. All right. Peace.